This is where we hung out in the 80s. Um, it's, I think a Michael's now. It's gone. It's like a craft store or something. Dude, they had a great concession stand too. I'd get my ices there and some popcorn. You'd bring your roller skates or you'd rent roller skates. It was kind of like an ice rink that way. But I had my own roller skates and we were on, the side by sides, the four wheel side by sides. We didn't have inline skating back then. Um, and it was so much fun because, like, a lot of the music that I listened to in the 80s, I heard at places like Skateway because I didn't have cable, right? So, like, past the Dutchie and um, other classic 80s songs, Falco, you know, like a lot of that stuff back then, I was hearing it at Skateway. Yeah, it was much more popular back in the 80s because of like Xanadu and stuff.
I'm John Morgan of
Okay, I'm watching this for the first time, but it says it's related to Skateway and it says it's Mission Viejo, right?
Here we are with some video clips beginning in 1967.
Oh my, that's a long time ago.
This is a camping trip, apparently, that Dad and Rich went on with Rich Lewis and some other people. It's the camper we later borrowed for our own camping trip, family camping trip. There's Ricky Lewis, tall, skinny guy. There's Rich, fishing, I guess.
Wow.
Certainly enjoying the water. And here everybody seems to be heading out on a hike.
Yeah, my grandparents on my dad's side, they had a camper van that when they decided they were fully retired, they traveled all throughout the country in their camper van. But my dad's side of the family, they did Yosemite trips every year as well. He just didn't invite his own kids. We went to Yosemite with my mom, not my dad. Oh, they didn't have sound back then. That's so funny. I kind of remember that about our old family.
Gotta be Ricky's little brother there, the little blonde guy who's almost identical except for being younger.
Yeah, they didn't capture sound in old movies.
He says, "Come on." Here we have a bunch of video from San Clemente Beach.
Oh, okay.
I think we got the order a little mixed up here. We had a whole bunch of different bits and pieces to put together. And right in the middle, there's a section where Deanna and Rich are obviously younger. It's most obvious with Deanna because she's wearing a completely different swimsuit in one of them.
That's by the pier. That's a lovely place to go do some sunbathing and soaking. They have a swim section and they have a surf section. The swim section is on the south side of the pier, and the surf section is the north side of the pier.
There she is, having a good time.
We had our dolphin shorts.
Rich out there. And me and Debbie. I think actually Debbie and I had different swimsuits on in that scene than we do in this one. There's Deanna in her different swimsuit. And you'll see better when she comes closer to the camera that she's younger. Probably Rich is obviously younger too, but he always wears about the same type.
Is that colorized? That one bathing suit is colorized and everybody else is in black and white? That's kind of wild, right?
A swimsuit, so it's not as easy to see. These videos were very difficult to work with. They were so washed out. And Anthony spent a lot of time bringing up the contrast and the color as best he could.
Oh, okay.
There's Deanna. Building up some sort of mountain or something there.
Sandcastle.
Wet sand is the best. You can do so much more with it.
Yeah.
And here's what you do. Biff. Dad and Deanna. Some little girl who knows who.
Boogie board.
And here's Rich out on one of the rafts. We used to rent a raft. This was in the pre-boogie board days. And boogie boards are definitely better, but boy, I can tell you the excitement of renting one of these rafts was really high.
Raft.
That's the San Clemente Pier out there. When we lived in Mission Viejo, I think we pretty much always went to this same part of the beach at San Clemente.
Well, San Clemente is like 20 minutes south.
Dad out in the water shooting back to shore.
Rafts. Okay.
There's Dad coming in. Oh boy, our turn.
It was wild.
Sharing a raft. Turn it sideways and you can put 2 people on it.
Right.
Boop. It's me pulling Debbie out to sea.
Wait, what? This doesn't look like you're by the beach anymore.
And this seems to be a fishing trip with Pop-Pop and a friend of his, Dad, of course, always behind the camera. Big trees.
I took Aaron to the San Clemente Pier when he came to visit me in 2016.
Rich waving. Hi, Rich. Pop-Pop. There's our old Ford Esquire station wagon. That's the car I learned to drive in. That and Dad's Triumph.
I had a
Learning
Dodson.
to work the gears on the Triumph. I'm amazed Dad let me do that.
I had a Dodson pickup.
Pop-Up liked to fish a lot. I think this is his friend, probably, that he always went fishing with.
I got in trouble from my
I think they're
grandpa
packing up here.
because he gave me his fishing equipment and I dropped the rod in the Mission Viejo Lake because I didn't know how to work it.
Nana and Uncle Don in jail, probably Cinco de Mayo in Mission Viejo, or possibly St. Patrick's Day. And there's infant Dean.
The baby.
At least I'm pretty sure that's infant Dean. It's got to be, based on Deanna's age. And Mom. Shoo. Oh.
Well, this is adorable, but are you actually
Hi,
doing...
Deanna.
Are you covering Skateway or no?
Betty and Danny Moravik. Dean's baptism, I think. Here we are at Mission Bay. Debbie and I throwing probably bread crumbs to the on the other side. Kind of can't quite see them. I think when they transferred the film to digital, eventually Mom and Dad bought the White Laws catamaran, and I'm not sure if we owned it at this point or maybe we were on a trip with the White Laws.
Mission Bay.
Or maybe we borrowed the boat. Here's the Grand Canyon.
Mission Bay is
this was our camping trip.
It's in San Diego. Okay, so Grand Canyon is Arizona.
We traveled around in the Lewis's camper.
I don't know who the Lewis
and these might be a bit out of order too. There's Debbie and I. Looks like we're on KP duty there. Dad has a story about this camper when some circumstance caused us to go off the side of the road, and he was struggling for a while to control the camper, and he said we were just rattling around like ping pong balls back there in the back of the camper.
Yeah.
There's Rich.
They didn't have seatbelt laws back then.
Cute little guy. I love the boots. I wish I had boots like that. Brief look back. Continental Divide, Wolf Creek Pass.
So that's like Albuquerque, probably.
This is the U.S. Air Force Academy. That's their chapel, I think. So we went to Colorado. We visited some work friends there of Dad's. Mom and Deanna and Dee Sandell. Rocky Mountains back there, and I think this is Bryce Canyon. But I might be mixed up. We went to one of the two dramatic canyon parks in Utah, and I think this was Bryce.
Okay.
This is the Petrified Forest, and this might have belonged back before the Bryce Canyon stuff, but anyway, there's little Dean.
The Petrified Forest is
At first we thought this trip might have been before Dean was born, but then we got to this part of the video and saw, well, he's obviously with us.
That's in Arizona.
It's a petrified wood.
Yeah, it's from a volcanic eruption from the super volcano that is Yellowstone. And
I don't know if people are still allowed to walk all over things now like they were then, but there's There's Dean.
Hmm. Are you doing Skateway or not? Because he came up in my Skateway search.
Something under a rock. Evidently not a rattlesnake, or we'd probably not be staying there.
Probably scorpions. I don't think they're gonna do it. Alright, fine. Okay, let's stop with this one. Because I don't think they're doing Skateway. I don't know why they came up in the search, other than I also had Mission Viejo in my search request, right? Okay, let's try this one.
Commentator for tonight, and here comes Dave again. Look at that, the 1 foot action. Check it out. See ya. As we sit here, Dave is having a little bit of fun, and I don't really know why. Now here comes another skater that works here by the name of Don. Can't skate at all, as you can see. Here comes our manager and Kim. I don't know what to say about those. I'll let them go this time. Oh, and there they are, skating at their very best, looking good. Look at Tanya.
Yeah, I grew up in a neighborhood that was very diverse. It was a working class neighborhood, and many of the families upgraded later to more expensive, exclusive neighborhoods and stuff. But we had a lot of immigrant families from various parts of the world. We had, a very diverse population in my neighborhood. And I feel very fortunate that I had that experience, that I didn't just live around white people all the time, and that I could relate to other people with different backgrounds. It opened my eyes to their concerns, and I felt very fortunate that I had that upbringing. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. But the reason that the floor is so shiny is they used to wax those floors up to make them more slick for skating. I don't know exactly the purpose behind that. Like, I don't have the knowledge behind how they maintain skate rinks. But the Skateway in Mission Viejo was a huge attraction, especially in the early years when we didn't have a lot of development yet. And it was even a place where the junior high in my neighborhood would celebrate their. It was the seventh and eighth grade junior high before they went off to high school. So the eighth graders would have their final dance, their final celebration, their final dance would be at Skateway. And so it was historically important to us as children. But it's just wild to like look back on these things. But yeah, I think it's like a Michael's now. It's like a fucking craft store. Very sad. I mean, was it really that unpopular that they weren't getting business anymore? I don't know. I mean, it is it is kind of a large facility to maintain if you're not getting a lot of people there. But why wouldn't people want to be there? I mean, they upgraded to inline skates. Wouldn't that be exciting for the kids? And that's around the time they closed it, was when kids upgraded to inline skates. I don't know. I don't get it.